Hello Internet and welcome to my humble weekend project. We are working on a BMW Isetta 1957 300 cubic inch and we have come a long way. As you may have seen in the last video, me and my friend was working a lot out in the dark, trying to strip it off from paint, both underneath and outside. And we also did another day, which I didn't have much time to document anything, so we're kind of working against the clock, but we managed to get most of it stripped. We did forget the part down here, but that's not much left, so it will go fast, just rub over it. But the plan was to remove as much paint as possible, so the sandblaster easily could just take the last remaining parts of paint here, just strip it easily off, because it's really heavy, really thick. I think you can see it from the time lapse that there was a lot of paint that come off, and we used really aggressive sanding paper. It was 40 grit, at least I used 40 grit, and Örjan used steel brush, and that way I could easily just go very fast over it and strip a lot of paint off, and he could come over and remove a little bit more like of the thinner stuff here, because the pad I used would remove so much metal. I had to be real careful. But the car is basically 80-90% stripped on the outside, and the job for the sandblaster should be a lot easier. But I do have some bad news. Talked to the sandblaster guys, and it was a little bit more expensive than I thought. So they are most likely just going to sandblast underneath. So underneath here and the engine room, those are the most difficult places to get to with the angle grinder. So they'll strip it and they will paint it with like something like an etch primer, which you can weld and work on later. And also they will take these purple places and the roof here, strip that, and also these wheel arches or wheelhouses. Basically everything that you can see when the car is don't have the interior in. Now, when it has the interior in, basically every part you can see, they will strip, maybe even the top here, and yeah, basically just every part that you can't get to with an angle grinder and that is visible, they will take. And on the outside, I think maybe today, but I'm going to talk a little bit with the guy, maybe I will get into sandblast some parts on the outside. But I think I will actually just zinc prime it with a really bad zinc primer, which just holds the rest away and is easy to get off. Yeah, it's Sunday now, and I am actually up here trying to get this car ready on Tuesday to get to the sandblaster, and I have been working on this gear lever, which you might remember. And well, this was the problem. It has a hole which is difficult to take it through, and this was the thing that you had to screw out so it could go through the hole. And yeah, I did heat it. You can see I have the heater here, but it's not the best heater, or flamethrower or whatever I can call it. And these two wrenches trying to hold this and twist it, and well, it broke. I was careful, but it just broke, so I have to drill it out and do all that fun stuff. And also I removed the identification tag. I'm gonna remove this one, basically just remove all these plates like this one and that one, so it will be just as stripped as possible for the sandblaster guy. So that's the goal for today, and probably I will skip forward to when we are having this on the trailer and driving it down to the sandblaster, which is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, and also they are going to take the frame, of course, which basically this is my priority right now. I want the frame done, I want the engine done, I want the suspension done, and then the chassis are probably going to be put on hold for quite a while. So yeah. Okay, so I'm back. Now we are at the Sandblaster. We just delivered the car and you can see it's ready here with the frame. Just rented a little trailer and yeah, that's basically it. Maybe it will be finished tomorrow, I'm not sure. But they said it will be quite quick, so actually they said maybe they will blast outside. So hopefully I will get outside blasted and primed and also underneath. I think maybe they thought the car was bigger, so yeah, that's good news. So it's been almost 2 months ago since I filmed the last clip. It was back in November, and now it's the end of January, and I've been busy with some exams and holidays and stuff like that. And well, here's the car back from the Sandblaster. It's primed in iron oxide primer, which is easy to weld on and stuff like that. And now I can finally see like the full extent of some damages. Obviously this we have seen before. I've marked some places on the fender, and it seems like there's quite a few panels. Probably have to get some new sections here, probably buy these wheelhouses new, I think, because I've seen them on some websites and are not too expensive. Also you can see the section on the floor here is not painted, and that is because it's just so many small holes in it. I'm thinking I'm just going to replace either this section right here or maybe the entire section. You can buy at least the entire section, so I will see what I will do there. And also there are quite a few dents, maybe not so easy to see, but like here and stuff. I think these will be absolutely savable. And then there is obviously this panel here, which has this weird cut and these rust marks. And you can also buy this entire panel here, this section new. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to buy most of the panel new, because it's easier to just take out the spots, weld around the corners here and put in a new panel. And of course it's behind here and up here and many other places. I will go further into detail on this on the chassis at some later stage, but for now I'm going to focus on the front and rear suspension and the frame. And speaking of the frame, today I'm going to paint the frame in black, so I can show you a little bit what I've done on that. So here we have the frame, and right now I'm just preparing it for getting some black paint. And as you can see, the primer is on and it's looking very good. But before I sent it off to the Sandblaster guys that painted it, I didn't have the time to remove these bolts that broke in here, and also two on the other side down here. And I was lucky on all the 3 others. I just drilled a hole and could save it basically. But on this one, it really was stuck far down here, and well, nothing really worked. I tried to remove it with this kit right here, and well, I used this one actually, and it broke in there. So I had to weld on a nut, which I just welded on here really badly, but as you can see, it got really hot, and I managed to turn it up so much that well, now it's about 3 millimeters up, so it will probably come loose. I'm just going to try and repeat the process with this one. It's very thin, but I think it will do the trick. Just put it on here and weld it, and then it should manage to just turn it up the last piece. So that's basically just the preparation for the frame. I obviously have to put some new primer on here and stuff like that, but I've also gone through all the other holes here and re-tapped them, so the threads are nice and new and strong, and basically gone through the entire frame. So this is ready for paint after I just remove this final one. So here is the frame, freshly painted. It turned out quite good, even though I did have had some issues during the painting process. The paint gun, by some reason, it didn't want to give the correct amount of paint out the nozzle, so it didn't give the correct spray pattern, and was really little paint that came out, so I had to use a bit more passes and stuff like that, but yeah, it still turned out quite shiny and quite good, so just as I wanted it to be. So I think it will be a decent result for something that's going to be underneath a car anyways, and it's definitely are going to be very robust against corrosion and other wear and tear underneath. Well, hello, it's me from the future. I accidentally deleted the final clip for this episode, so now I have to film it sometime down the road. I couldn't really hide that fact because of, well, my beard growing out here. So, the frame, it is painted. You already got a good look at it in the paint booth. Well, it's been done for some time now. And you can also see I have some other parts done laying down here. And there's some stuff going on here too, but to see that you have to watch the other episodes. So we have the frame done and the car is sitting here, the chassis at least. I'm not going to work on that for a while. So we are going to start working on the front and rear suspension now, and also we are going to look a little bit into how I remove rust and stuff like that. So if you like this episode, please subscribe, and well, as always, stay home and stay safe.